when you reached out to me, both in the email and then even when we had some conversations afterwards, you talked about just the significance of purpose in leadership and your experiences moving through, obviously, some tremendous success along the way. Talk a little bit about purpose and the kind of impact that's had on you, on your players, and your leadership.
Well, when a person makes a decision when you're 21 years old and make a career decision, what do you want to do? And I was engaged at the time and said, I want to be a coach. Why did I want to be a coach? Coaches weren't making money at all. So take that completely out of the equation. Never in your wildest dreams did you think that you'd move up the ladder as fast. That was not the purpose. The purpose was my love of the game of football and what football ultimately teaches people that need these lessons. My kid's going through it right now. I got a 12-year-old boy that's playing football. The lessons taught on football about get hit right square in the mouth, and you got to pick yourself up, and you got to have people around you picking you up, and the lessons learned and the relationships with your coach. I was very fortunate. My relationship with my high school coaches growing up it couldn't have been better. And I tried to give that same thing when I was an assistant coach for 15, 16, 17 years, whatever it was, and then as a head coach. And at the end of the day, you go back to the why. Why are you in it? If it is about the purest form, about relationships, about the impact you can make on someone, especially a profession like coaching, usually you have great success. And I'm not talking about wins and losses.
In society today, success is defined for us. I mean, in anything that we're pursuing, it's getting to the top, it's wins and losses, it's money. It's some of the things you were mentioning, the reasons you didn't get into it. Talk a little bit about, again, as you think of Urban Meyer's life moving forward, how has this shaped the definition of success, or how you think about going into things and defining success right from the start in maybe a different way, or getting back more to the roots, or how does that?
Well, not to give away the book, but Coach Rocker went through he got into it for relationship. He started to have great success, and also he could become the winningest coach in Kentucky basketball history. And it started to change who he was. And without getting too much into my personal life, but it began to change who I was. Every Thursday night, for as long as I can remember, we would have players over during the season. That was the greatest time of the week. Every Thursday after practice, my wife and children would show up to practice, and all the other families would show up. We'd have victory meal on Mondays and when we won, and those things were really the foundation of it. It was all about relationship. We had church service where all the families were invited. And for whatever reason, that started to change. And I say for whatever reason is because the leader started to worry about other things. Because of the great success we had, because of other issues that I was dealing with, as opposed to going back to the why. And the why overrules everything. If you keep your focus on the why and the relationship, then everything else will take care of itself. And if it doesn't, that's fine, because the focus has to be the why in the relationship.